Hello guys, Mr. Agophobia here today. Hope you're all doing well. Today I've got a new build for you. This build is actually my first PvP build in Conflict for you guys. You can use it in PvE if you want to. It'll still be good in PvE. But if you like my content guys, like and subscribe. Okay, so our first piece of gear is the Umbra Initiative mask. 2-piece gives us 15% critical hit chance, which is good for our assault rifle. 3 pieces 30% reload speed. 4th piece is from the shadows into the light. While in cover, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 1% critical hit damage increase and 0.3% RPM. Buff does not apply while shooting from cover. While out of cover, agents lose 2 stacks per second at normal speed and 1 stack per second if sprinting. While out of cover and in combat, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 0.8% armor regen when it is consumed. Stacks consume 10 stacks per second only in cover. So our core attribute is a skill tier. The attributes are 12% critical hit damage and the mod is 6% critical hit chance. Our second piece of Umbra Initiative is the chest piece. The core attribute is a skill tier. The attributes are 12% critical hit damage and the mod is 6% critical hit chance. Our third piece of Umbra Initiative are the gloves. The core attribute is a blue and the attribute is 12% critical hit damage. Our backpack is the NinjaBike Messenger exotic backpack. We get all 3 cores. We get a weapon damage core, we get a blue core and we get a skill tier. And the mod is 6% critical hit chance. And the talent, if you don't have this backpack yet, is resourceful, slots in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set bonus. Can unlock bonuses from multiple sets simultaneously. So quick rundown of this talent guys is that I'm using 3-piece initiative, Umbra Initiative, so I don't have to use the 4th piece if I use the ninja. It will unlock the talent for the 4th piece. Our holster, I'm using the named Brazos holster, the Picaro's holster. We get 10% skill haste, and because we're using ninja we get the second bonus, which is a skill tier. A blue core, 12% critical hit damage and 15% weapon damage, so basically a blue core, a red core and a yellow core we get from this holster basically. Our final piece of gear is the named knee pads Overlord, Fox's Prayer. The core is a blue. The attributes are 8% damage to targets out of cover, 6% critical hit chance. The weapon I've decided to use, this weapon is, the whole build is based on this weapon basically guys. Is the Capacitor. Core attributes are 15% assault rifle damage, 11% damage to armor. You can get that to 12 if you re-roll it, but it's bugged at the minute so I can't actually optimize it. And the third attribute is 10% damage to targets out of cover. So we have 10% damage to targets out of cover because that's the best one to put in that slot. Plus we have Fox's Prayer, so we have 18% damage to targets out of cover, which is insane. And if you don't have this gun yet, shooting enemies builds stack to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. And for each skill tier, gain 7.5% weapon damage. So we get a hell of a lot of weapon damage from this gun, guys. And because we're skill tier 5 altogether, we get a lot of skill damage. So your little sticky bomb will do a hell of a lot of damage. You'll see in some of my gameplay. I kill some people with it. And the mods are really good. 10% critical hit chance, 11 plus rounds, critical hit damage 30%, and weapon handling. And the secondary that I like to use is the KSG shotgun. You can use an M870, whichever you want. The core attributes I have are 11.3% shotgun damage, that can be 15%, 12% damage to armor, and 7% damage to targets out of cover. This is just a template guys, so you can change this how you like this build, but this is a really good build. And the talent is Flatline, amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. After 4 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. So I'm using Technician, so I have the laser pointer on it, so it pulses them straight away. So you do a flat out 15% amplified weapon damage to whoever you shoot. The pistol I've gone with is the TDI Card Custom. You can only get from the Dark Zone and named caches I believe. The core attributes are 12.3% pistol damage, and you get a skill tier with this, so if you equip this pistol, you'll have 6 skill tiers. So for example, if you throw your hive at somebody, that's already skill tier 5, so if you pull your pistol out, it'll be skill tier 6 and do more damage, but it's very situational. And the talent in it is in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a non-shield skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. Very situational, like I said. So the first skill I'm using is the explosive sticky bomb. Skill tier 5, can be 6 like I said with the pistol. The mods I have are 5% skill haste and 7.2% damage. The second skill I'm using is the stinger hive. So it puts them on bleed, it's skill tier 5. The mods are 4.6% damage, 4 stinger charges and 10% duration from the technician. But you can really use any offensive mod you want, guys, really. All of them damage enemies, like the players on the other team. But this is the overall build. We have the capacitor, we have 2-piece Umbra with skill tiers, we have 4 blues, and we get a yellow from the Picaro's holster, so that's 1, 2, 3. You get 1 from a ninja, that's 4, and we get 1 from technician, that's 5 skill tiers. And we have 4 blues, and because of the skill tiers we get tons of weapon damage because of the capacitor. So give this build a go, guys. It shoots really quick, the capacitor as well. It hits way harder than I expected. But give it a go, let me know what you think of it. These are the stats as well, guys, I'll show you now. So the capacitor is 59% critical hit chance and 123% critical hit damage. But if you go in cover for 5 seconds and then pop out of cover, you'll have 223% critical hit damage. And your RPM with a capacitor is insane as well. So you do a hell of a lot of damage considering you have 4 blues and 5 skill tiers. You do a lot of damage. But the shotgun, 54% critical hit chance and 93 critical hit damage. That'll go to 193% critical hit damage, so that'll do a lot of damage as well. And the pistol, 60% chance, 93% critical hit damage. But they're the stats for the weapon. I'll scroll down the rest for you. Specialization I'm using is the technician. The reason I'm using the technician, guys, is because we get the linked laser pointer for the shotgun. We get 15% increased assault rifle damage, which is the capacitor. 15% shotgun damage for the KSG shotgun I'm using, and 15% increased sidearm damage for the pistol. And we also get here overclocked CPU. We get 10% skill damage. And we get a free skill tier for our 5 skill tier build. That's the build, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.